hears this cry across the savannah announcing that the king is born.
When I compare the characters between the film and the stage show, Rafiki is the one who emerges most because we get so much more time with Rafiki.
There was always this problem, really, because the first song in The Lion King is The Circle of Life, and in the movie, it's a female voice. So this made sense because now we had Rafiki being the person who would sing that. She really became an important person in expanding and bringing something major to this piece that's not in the animated cartoon. He's a very funny character, but he does not have the spirituality that the Rafiki now has.
The last makeup that I did was Scar. So I wanted to make him menacing because that's what a lot of the other makeup designers did. Very harsh angles, very sculpted, very angry looking. But I noticed that a lot of them didn't really have an actual scar on their eyebrow. Let's see. So we look at this one. Very sculpted, very contoured, very orange, and angry looking. But okay, I know this is more. Yeah, here we go. So this is the one that I based my design off of. I used the yellows, and in mine I used maroon because I blended into an orange. They didn't actually have a really good orange there, so I was improvising. And when I was painting, it definitely drew a crowd, so there were a lot of kids crowded around me. And I mean, I think it's a good experience for them to meet someone who is actually painting for real instead of through YouTube. And the thing is, the male actor, he liked the design, which is always good. I did ask him. There were alterations that were done after the first show because I got to watch a little bit of it and to see how the lighting hit the face. So I went in not really knowing how the lighting or anything works, and I changed it. And he liked the second design that I did better. He was not ready though to be sitting in that chair for that long, but just thinks the real Scar has to go through this like every show. That's so crazy. Hardest face I've ever done, but rewarding when it finished. And he requested a scar because I did tell him that the Broadway does not have a scar, and so he actually had glasses, so I made the scar above his eyebrow as well as really far below his eye so that it would accommodate the rims of his glasses. Yeah, so that was Scar. That was very fun.
The actor's dressed in blue to represent the sky, and so he's able to, even though he is Zazu, the two of them together create Zazu. You see the beautiful flight of this small puppet, yet you're able to see the actor as well in his expressions.
So Zazu is a bird who also is holding a bird, a double event. You see the actor playing it, and that costume represents, I think, the biggest idea in The Lion King. that you could wear a human costume, a little bowler hat, what have you, and look like a human, look like an animal, represent some element of Africa, and still also represent the fusion, if you will, between Africa and the Englishness of that character.
Good morning, sire.
Good morning, Zazu.
Checking in with the morning report.
Fire away.
Although there is a lot of creative freedom in this, I still take great responsibility in making sure that it is a face that they will not be made fun of, because that is definitely a thing in that age. There is this great trust between the actor and I. Usually it's the producer and I in coming up with the designs, but in this case it is the actor and I, to make something that will make them more in character, as well as create an aesthetic that the audience will be able to detect who is what character. And if I can accomplish all of that, then it is a job well done.
Go through quite a journey.
He believes the wrong people. He follows the wrong advice of his evil Uncle Scar. It's only when he reflects on all of this later as a young man that he realizes how to put things right.
The story is a classic prodigal son story. The young prince has to go out on a journey into darkness and find himself before he's allowed to come home and take on the mantle of kingship. And it's a story about community.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are. You're my son, and the one that truly can.
No! Don't leave me! Please! Don't leave me!
every culture, everybody understands, but how it's told is very original.
That we are all joined in this, if you will, circle of life that we sing about in the show. That each of us are interconnected and relate to each other.